Let's go over 10 of my favorite fragrance pickups of the year 2022. Hey, what's going on? Hunter here and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, what I do is I make fragrance related content. So if you love fragrances, hit that subscribe button down below and also make sure to follow my fragrance Instagram page. But that's right, we are finally in the year of 2023, which is so hard to believe. But I hope all of you guys had a phenomenal new year and are looking forward to the year of 2023, because I certainly am, because 2022 was not a good year for me, or at least not a great year, so to say. So I'm definitely excited for a brand new start and a brand new year. But in the year of 2022, I definitely did get a ton of fragrances that were added to my collection. So in this video, I'm pretty much going to go over 10 of pretty much my favorite pickups of last year. So it's not going to be in any particular order or anything like that. Just 10 fragrances that pretty much stood out the most to me and that I'm happy to have added to my collection. The first fragrance that is definitely one of my favorites that I added last year is nishane's Ani. Now, Ani is actually one of the best vanilla-based fragrances in the world that at least I've smelled. Pretty much has this zesty ginger, a little bit peppery from this pink pepper note in here, which almost comes across like a black pepper to me, but also with that kind of sweet, semi-spicy vanilla in the base. Man, oh man, I absolutely love this fragrance, and I'm definitely gonna be wearing it a ton in 2023 as well. Just cannot go wrong with Ani, especially if you're a vanilla lover. So the next fragrance up is actually a fragrance house that launched back in 2022, and the quality of this house is just pure perfection, guys, and I'm talking about Mind Games. And my favorite one from the line is, of course, Grand Master, because I'm a rose, I'm a coffee lover, and this one does it to perfection. Like I said, it just has that smoky kind of roasted coffee bean note along with this kind of jammy red rose. And I absolutely adore this fragrance. I wore this fragrance a lot during the fall time, and I absolutely fell in love with it. If you have not gotten the chance to check out Mind Games, I highly recommend it. I do have quite a few from them, but Grand Master definitely sticks out the most to me and is one of the best coffee-based fragrances. So if you're into that, this is a must. All right, so this fragrance here is actually one of my favorite fragrances of all time and in my entire collection. And I actually loved this fragrance before obviously getting a bottle in 2022. I don't know what took so long, but I finally have this in my possession, and I'm talking about by Kilian's Straight to Heaven. Wow, is all I gotta say about this DNA. You obviously get this patchouli bomb. You get that rum note, which by Kilian does absolutely the best in my opinion. But you also get this kind of dusty, dry fruits, and the way it's blended together, the DNA, the composition, I absolutely adore and is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. And is also probably my favorite fragrance from the house of by Kilian would be Straight to Heaven over Back to Black, over Black Phantom, over even Angel Share, which I do also love as well. Just something so special about Straight to Heaven, and I think this fragrance actually represents by Kilian the absolute best. This next fragrance actually took me by surprise when I got it in, and I am absolutely looking forward to wearing this one when it warms up during the spring and summertime in 2023. And I'm talking about Phlur's, and this is Tangerine Boy. Now, if you know me, I've never really been the biggest fan of Tangerine, but wow, guys, this one absolutely changed my mind. This one is just so juicy, so mouthwatering, and just very, very loud for being a citrus fragrance, guys. I am so excited to wear this one, like I said, when it warms up. When you're going to the pool, this is gonna work perfect. I absolutely fell in love with this fragrance. And it just launched at the end of 2022 as well, but like I said, I'm so happy to have this in my collection. And honestly, this fragrance actually smells like you could just drink it. I'm not even joking with you. This is one of the most kind of fragrances that actually makes me thirsty and I just want to have a glass of it. It just comes across so natural, so juicy, like I said, from that tangerine note. So I highly recommend checking this out, especially if you're looking for a spring and summer banger. And you can obviously pick these up at like Sephora and stuff, which is just awesome. But yeah, Tangerine Boy absolutely had to make this list. This next fragrance is also a citrus-based fragrance, but it actually goes the complete opposite direction of Tangerine Boy. And this is from Amar Oud, and this is Smoky Citrus, which is their brand new launch in 2022 as well. And probably my favorite from the house. I actually just experienced this house for the first time in 2022 as well, the end of 2022. This one, Smoky Citrus, and by the way, I have been getting into citruses a lot more lately rather than like earthy fragrances, woody fragrances, animalic fragrances. I'm kind of switching directions. Obviously, I still do appreciate and enjoy those kind of daring, complex fragrances, but something so special about really wearing compliment getters and something that actually smells amazing. And Smoky Citrus pretty much takes the citrus base and the smoky base and combines them together, which works perfectly for me in my opinion. You get this kind of lemon top opening, which is a little bit tart as well, but it's almost like a smoked lemon. It could easily be like signature worthy as well, which is awesome about it. You can wear this one in like the fall, pretty much winter, all year round basically, even though it is citrus based, but that smokiness, which is almost giving it like a birch tar kind of vibe. I don't think birch is listed, but I definitely get that sort of DNA from it. Absolutely highly recommend checking out Smoky Citrus from the house of Amber Oud. You will not be disappointed. If you know me, I love incense, frankincense based fragrances. This one was a new discovery to me. This house was also a new discovery. I got a sample set of all of them, and this one stood out the most out of like all 14 of their fragrances. And this is Bohoboco's Yellow Rose Incense, guys. Whoa, if you're an incense lover like myself, you love that kind of spiritual, churchy, warming, cozy incense, you have to get this one. You have to smell this, sample it, whatever. You will fall in love just like I did. And you also do get this very unique rose, which isn't really like a red rose. It's not really like a pink kind of clean rose. You do get this yellowish kind of vibe. Like when you smell this, you kind of picture a yellow rose, which I've never experienced from any other fragrance in my life. So very unique creation to combine the yellow rose and that incense note. Just phenomenal. The house in general is phenomenal as well. Like all of their creations are extremely different, extremely unique, and just high quality, guys. They are pretty expensive though, but honestly, for what you're getting with the uniqueness, it's got that it factor. I think it's pretty much worth it. So yeah, definitely check out Yellow Rose Incense if you're an incense lover like myself. So this fragrance has been on my wish list for probably like 2 years now, and I finally acquired a bottle in 2022, and I'm so happy that I did. And I'm talking about Zaharoff's and Nexos. Now, Nexos is by far my favorite from the house of Zaharoff that I've got my nose on. This fragrance is truly, truly special. If you're a fan of like aromatic fougere fragrances with kind of a twist of like oriental qualities from honey, you also get this tobacco note, which is very dominant. You do get a slight citrus opening, but honestly that citrus opening barely lasts until you get into the good parts of this fragrance, in my opinion. Beware though, that honey, that tobacco can become a little bit cloying and sweet, especially if you're not a fan of honey. This one won't work for you, so you absolutely have to love honey to love Nexos. For me, I'm a big honey lover, and man, I am so excited to have this one in my collection. Going into 2023, this will get worn a ton. Like I mentioned a couple times, I think in this video, I'm a big fan of rose, and I discovered this fragrance and it became my favorite rose to date pretty much that I acquired in 2022, and it's come from the house of Zaharoff, and this is Signature Rosé. This also is like a rose, kind of incensey, resinous based fragrance, very warming, very comforting, kind of similar to like Yellow Rose Incense by Bohoboco, like I talked about a little bit earlier, because it has that rose and incense combination. That one, like I said, comes across like a yellow rose. This one's a very jammy, kind of luscious, romantic rose with the warming qualities of like resins, oud. There's a little bit of oud in the base. Pure class, like all the Zaharoffs, there's just pure class. That's what he does the best with his brand, is make classy, sophisticated, gentlemanly kind of fragrances. If you're looking for a rose-based fragrance to wear as a guy, I would recommend this one 10 out of 10 times. It's that good, and I'm so happy to acquire this in 2022. Now, this fragrance here, I've hyped up a lot in my past videos. Anytime this comes up in like weekly fragrance rotations, my review, or just anytime at all, I talk highly about this one because I absolutely love it and was one of my favorite discoveries of 2022 that I added to the collection, and that's Masque Milano's Russian Tea. Now, this fragrance has a lot going on. You got this black kind of new car leather smell. You get this fruity raspberry. You get this mintiness. You get that cold kind of Russian tea as well, which is I think a black tea. Very minty, leathery, raspberry, fruity fragrance with the kind of herbaceous tea going on as well. I adore this stuff. I almost thought about making this my signature fragrance to wear all year round because honestly, it could be very versatile. It smells absolutely amazing. You love minty fragrances, you love tea fragrances. This is one you have to check out in 2023. I'm telling you right now, I love this one so much, and I'm sure you would too. So last in this list, but certainly not least, is probably my biggest Grail pickup of 2022. I'm so happy to have this in my collection, and was probably my favorite pickup of last year. Even though this wasn't ranked or anything like that, just a huge grail for me. I've been wanting this fragrance for a very long time, and it's pretty hard to find, especially in the United States. And that is, of course, Tom Ford's Tobacco Oud. Now, Tobacco Oud has been discontinued for a couple of years now, actually, maybe like 4 years or so in the States. They still made this in the United Kingdom, but I think it just got discontinued last year over there as well. So it's completely gone and will be even harder to find going forward. So this is my baby. This is a grail for me. I will forever have this fragrance in my collection. It's by far my favorite from the house of Tom Ford, but it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. You definitely do get this very funky, animalic oud in here. It's extremely daring, but you also get this kind of boozy whiskey quality as well combined together. In my opinion, one of the best oud fragrances I've ever smelled, to be honest with you. I'll probably only pull this out for very special situations. It's not really a versatile fragrance. Like I said, it's not gonna be one to wear to work, not gonna be one to wear on a date for the most part. Maybe if you're comfortable with somebody already going on dates, this is gonna be a fragrance for me, myself, and I. Only when I wanna enjoy this one, just relaxing at the house, I will spray this one on and just be instantly put in a better mood. So yeah, Tobacco Oud is my grail of 2022. Let me know down below if you actually own a bottle of this, if you're thinking about seeking out a bottle in 2023. I definitely highly recommend it, especially since now it's discontinued pretty much everywhere and will skyrocket in price. But that's gonna do it for my top 10 fragrance pickups of 2022. Let me know down below some of your favorite pickups that you guys picked up last year. I'm definitely curious about that. But as usual, leave a like on the video, subscribe below if you haven't already, and I'll see all of you in my next fragrance video. Take care, everybody.